What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Arrow Season 6. So we all know Arrow Season 5 has ended, but who died? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. So this video, I'm going to go over who I think potentially the Arrow Season 6 villain could be. And no, it's not the Covenant. Mark Guggenheim was just trolling because the Alien Covenant movie was coming out, and obviously the villain for season 5 was Prometheus. Prometheus Alien movie was the prequel to the Alien Covenant. Some people have taken it that that's set in stone, but no, he was just trolling on Twitter. So during the Dangerous Liaison episode, in order to find Adrian Chase, aka Prometheus, Felicity made some stupid mistakes. She had to go up against her own team, Team Arrow. So essentially she had to break out the leader of Helix, Cayden James, out of the Argus lockup. So Felicity helped break out potentially the season 6 villain, Cayden James. In return, she was dropped. Team Helix dropped her, but it was alright because she got the information she needed. We didn't get to see who Cayden James was. We didn't even get to see his face. We didn't get to see anything about him. So me as a viewer, this tells me that either this is going to come up later, he's going to be a sub-villain, he's going to be a main villain, or he's not going to be important at all. So what do we know about him? Well, Lila told us that Cayden James is incredibly dangerous. He was caught hacking an Argos transporter and held without trial as a person of interest. Lila even called him a security risk, 20 times greater than Snowden. Now that he is free once more, Helix has him at his disposal. It is unknown what his next move is. The hackers in his group are at least as skilled as Felicity and Curtis, with much more information to work with. Wendy Miracle, who is the executive producer for the Arrow, said this, having bailed on Felicity immediately after using her to find and free their founder, super hacker Cayden James. Helix status is very much a dangling thread, and we don't like leaving them hanging around. It be a great sort of built-in story for Felicity to revisit these people who are not very happy with her. Let's be honest, we left it open. We left it open-ended on purpose for sure. So what does this tell you? This tells you that the executive producer has spoiled it. Felicity Smoke didn't die. Well, she's not ever going to die. So it essentially says they could use Cayden James as a villain if they wanted to. So if the Helix leader was the season 6 villain, then Oliver wouldn't be able to do too much at him, really. They'd have to use Felicity and Curtis massively, as they are the only two people who understand computer hacking. So that's most likely the option that Arrow is going to go with, because Arrow are always generic with their villains, except for Deathstroke and Prometheus. So now I'm going to go over 3 people potentially who I think could be awesome villains. So the first pick is the Outsiders. The Outsiders are from a recent run in the New 52 Green Arrow comics. In the Outsider War, the basic premise of the story is that there are 7 clans revolving around different weapons. So there's arrow, there's axe, there's spear, there's fist, there's sword, there's shield, and another clan based on unknown weapons. So in the Outsider War, Oliver was shocked to learn that his father was alive. And not only that, he was actually the leader of the Arrow clan. Robert Queen had faked his own death and orchestrated events to force Oliver to be shaped into a warrior. Obviously, Oliver didn't take too kindly to this and was forced to fight off numerous people in the clan. So guys, this would be freaking awesome if they could somehow spin this into Arrow Season 6, that Oliver Queen Robert Queen was not dead, even though we've seen him in the pilot episode blow his head off. How the hell could they spin this off? Well, guys, they could use the multiverse or something like that. I don't know. I just think the Outsiders could be a very dynamic, different way, because our Arrow needs an epic reboot. But I just feel like this kind of villain is too much, because the best villains for Arrow are always street level villains. Prometheus and Deathstroke, you can't really disagree, they are the best villains that Arrow has ever had. So the next one is an absolute savage. Cheshire is one of the deadliest assassins within the DC universe. She's an expert martial artist and expert at using poisons. The fact that she has a backstory with Roy Harper, who's the Red Arrow, and she was a love interest of him. Originally, she was a Teen Titans villain. So I think this would be really cool. It would be so cool to have a female overall villain. We haven't really had this since like Huntress, but Huntress wasn't, I mean, Huntress herself, she could be another villain, but I don't feel like Cheshire could be an overall villain, although I want her to be the overall villain. It would be so cool. But these are just ideas, guys, that I want to kind of get out. Lady Shiva, there's many different backstories for her, but every story portrays her as a martial arts prodigy who was driven by the murder of her sister. She uses her gifts of combat and stealth to become a master assassin. So she's a villain for characters like Batman, The Question, Black Canary. So it'd be so easy for them to introduce her, because she's got affiliations, connections, stories with the Black Canary, with League of Assassins. So it's pretty cool, because the three options I picked, the Outsiders, Cheshire, Lady Shiva, are all awesome Green Arrow villain, well, not Green Arrow villains, I guess you could say. So guys, let me know in the comments down below, who do you want for this season 6 villain? I really hope they don't go with Helix, because Helix is as stale as Damien Dark. It would be so much of a travesty if they went down a boring kind of Helix route, because then the focus would be around foe Felicity instead of the Green Arrow. I mean, we know that season 6 is going to be about family, so it wouldn't really make much sense for me to make it about Helix. But them options are cool. I mean, there's many more kind of people you could pick. I mean, you could say The Question. You could say Hell Deathstroke. There's many people. You could say the Riddler, Harley Quinn. I mean, we've seen Harley Quinn in Arrow before. She was in the Suicide Squad. Although we never seen her face, we did see it in the prison. So there's so many kind of villains who could potentially come to Arrow Season 6. I think there's a specific reason why Arrow is the only show that hasn't stated who their villain is. So guys, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about these options? Do you think it could be one of them? Do you like one of them? Or if not, let me know in the comments down below. Who do you want the villain to be? I know I didn't list Anatoly, aka the KG Beast, because I just think that would be boring. I know it's about family. The season's about family, familiar, and they were family, and he's kind of going against them and the Russian mafia. I mean, it wouldn't really be good. It wouldn't be a good storyline for me if he was the big bad. So guys, anyway, that's it for the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you want to. But more importantly, join Team Warstu by hitting that notification button. And I'll catch you in another video very soon, guys. Peace.